All right, we're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our weekly Tuesday talks. For those of you who don't recall, I'm Steph Moncada. I'm a registered psychotherapist and our mindset coach. And joining me is my business partner, Natalie Purchase, our holistic nutritionist and our certified yoga instructor. Together, we are the founders of the Stressless Method, and we are your Tuesday Talks experts. In today's Tuesday Talks, we are going to be discussing why it's not always about calories in versus calories out when you're trying to achieve your ideal weight. But before we dive in to our topic today, we want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of our future content. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to our page and turn on all of those notifications so you can get alerted the next time we go live or we post a video. So Nat, as a holistic nutritionist, I feel like you have plenty of women who come to see you specifically around weight loss and learning what to eat to lose the weight. What can you tell us around this very common statement when it comes to weight loss?
Thanks, Steph. All right, I'm very happy to dive into this a little bit more. This is the most typical advice someone may give, and one of the first go-to tools when someone is considering altering their weight, whether it be to gain or to lose weight. People always start off with reviewing their calories they are putting in versus what they are putting out or expending. In an ideal environment, altering this would make a difference in the direction the person hopes for. But the problem is, this is a blanket statement and it's not a one size fits all approach and doesn't account for the variations within the person's body, specifically around how their digestion is, their hormonal health, or their stress levels, or even the output level of activity. Most of the time, with women specifically, I often see women eating a significantly low amount of calories and finding that they were still unable to achieve the weight that they want. Specifically, they find they are struggling to lose weight. They continuously think that they just need to lower the calorie intake, make the deficit bigger and bigger. And this is why, this is why they can't lose weight. The issue here is that they are actually going to make the problem worse. When your body is not getting adequate amount of calories that supports your basal metabolic rate, this is the amount of calories that you need to literally lay horizontal and keep you alive, your body will be unable to function correctly. And a lot of people will underdo their BMR, so the basal metabolic rate of caloric intake needed just to keep people going. So people are actually underdoing that. And what we see is actually the reverse. It's weight gain versus the weight loss that women are looking for. Their hormonal health and gut health begin to suffer, causing a slew of other health issues. And this is where we can actually see the reverse. We'll start to see the weight gain versus weight loss when it comes to the calories in versus calories out.
So this happened to me. My family health history is, has diabetes and insulin issues, and I've slowly created that perfect environment for that to happen in my body. And it started with significantly low amount of calories I was eating, and the problem would be that I would last like this for a few days, and then find myself binging on all the food later. I would find myself so hungry, and I couldn't resist any more food, and then I just continued to struggle with this on again, off again weight, and like the up and down with it.
Yeah. And actually, I just want to quickly touch on that. You mentioned it right there that it was not sustainable. So there are women that will notice that they go through that whole cycle. They'll like restrict, then they're like, I can't sustain this. Then they'll binge, and then they're right back to where they were when they began this whole cycle. But what about the women that are also like that have been in this deficit for a very long time? The thing is again, it slows everything down. It slows your metabolism down. It slows your whole body down. And this will affect your hormones and other areas of your body. So you have the two extremes. So that being said, over time, when someone's reducing those calories or they're keeping them too low, what also will happen is their blood sugar begins to become unstable, which is probably what was happening to you. Increasing cravings for food because your body's going, wait a second, I'm actually hungry and you're not giving me anything, or you're giving me bare minimum and I want more. And then this will result in the binging. That's what we were talking about, right? Restrict for a couple of days and then you're like, I can't do this. And then you go on a binge session, you eat everything, and then you're like, oh, you start right back to where you were, and it's a cycle. Not only that, the significantly low amount of calories in the body actually will prevent the body from carrying on its natural functions. This is when I was talking about the BMR, your basal metabolic rate. Everyone is different. That's the thing about this. Everyone's different, where we all have a base amount of calories that keeps us going. And it will start to reduce other functions in the body that help keep you alive. So remember when I was saying it will slow your metabolism down. Long time or long-term calorie restriction will actually slow down the metabolism instead of revving it up. But not just that. Think of things like your period or ovulation. You'll either start to see issues here, or you'll actually see your body stop ovulating or stop your periods or start to have hormonal dysregulation. These things are not necessary to the survival of a person's body. So functions like this will actually begin to shut down to start to preserve energy for other more important bodily functions, because it doesn't have enough calories to give those areas the energy it needs. So it'll move all of that energy to things like breathing, swallowing, your heart rate, all of that kind of stuff, the stuff that we automatically do. When there's not enough calories in the body goes into survival mode, and it'll begin to convert all this food into fat storage. Okay, so whatever you're actually intaking, those low amount of calories, it'll actually then convert it into fat and store it for later. So you're thinking that you're going to be burning fat by reducing your calories, but your body's been under stress and it's going, we need to survive. The only way to survive is anything that goes into storage. And because it can be used later when food is scarce, that's why it does it. So it's like, I don't know when she's going to feed us next. Quick, store it. It's the way the body continuously helps keep you alive. That is its function. So the little amount of calories coming in can actually cause your body to continue to store fat instead of lose fat that you're actually looking to achieve. The other part we want to consider when we hear calories in versus calories out is that it doesn't account for the type of calories coming in. If we focus on a diet that's 1,000 calories and 500 of them are coming from chocolate versus eating like a beautiful full salad with chicken breast or like a really filling 500 calorie smoothie, there's going to be a nutrient deficiency. So we have like nutrient rich foods, the salad with chicken breast or your smoothie or a real meal, versus the calories from chocolate. And these calories add up really, really quickly. But there's going to be nutrient deficiencies. Calories versus calories is the same, but how satiated you're going to feel and what it's going to actually do for your body nutritiously will be different. And many individuals who are dieting and cutting their calories often look for low calorie options instead of filling their plates with nutrient dense food. And this again impacts how our gut and our hormones function in the body, which again can lead to weight resistance. And so think about it, like 100-calorie snack that is just carbs is going to affect your blood sugar and make you hungry in an hour versus actually going for like apple slices and nut butter, which is going to be a little bit more nutrient and calorie dense and rich, but this is going to carry you so much longer and make you feel more full and satiated and more balanced in your mood.
I know I used to play into that. So like I buy like the packaged bars and it's like, this is 100-calorie snack. So I can have that between, but I couldn't still make it to dinner and I'd be starving. And then sometimes I'd find myself either like that binge or it was like, I'm so hungry and that dinner still did not satisfy me. But I was afraid to have like the apples and the nut butter because it was more than 100 calories. And I was like, well, then I'm going to go over my 1,200 calories for the day. And it's like, how, right?
Also, I don't know if you've seen it, the memes where it's like, you're going to eat 1,200 calories a day. And the person's like, okay, and how many at night? How many women do this, right? You restrict all day long, but then come nighttime, you can easily burn through 1,000 calories because you eat an entire bag of chips.
Let's play on the mindset a bit. I ate well all day long. Why is it that night I can't sustain that?
Yes. And this is exactly
it. Eating during the day.
Exactly. When you withhold nutrients and nutritionally dense food, when I get my clients to eat 500 calories at breakfast, 500 calories at lunch, and 500 calories at dinner, and throw in a mid-afternoon snack, this can end up looking like 17 to 1900 calories in a day. And they're like, that's a lot of food. But it also, we have to look at all the aspects. We have to look at your energy output. We have to look at sustainability. We have to look at nutrition. We have to look at your symptoms and your hormones and everything your body's trying to ask of you. And so we're specifically talking about weight loss today, but we can also flip this and look at this on the other side. Once someone when someone perhaps is eating too many or too little calories and causing significant weight loss, this can also be detrimental to your overall health. So we might see someone who is cutting the calories or just not eating out of trying to lose weight, and they don't see the weight, they have weight loss resistance, or they're seeing weight gain. Then we have some people that might be really stressed and overwhelmed, and there's a lot going on in their life and their body, and they stop eating and stop consuming nutritiously dense foods because they're stressed and overwhelmed, or their stomach is upset, or things like that. This is their body saying, I can't handle the food coming in, and they're seeing significant weight loss. The thing is with this, we can also see gut issues, hormonal imbalances as well. We can see issues with your mental health. We can see things with fatigue. We can see things with like no lean muscle mass, so it's like literally skin and bones, and this is still leading to metabolic and hormonal dysregulation, and still can cause things like metabolic issues like diabetes, or can cause other health issues. Just because someone weighs less or has less fat on their body doesn't always mean that this is healthier. It really does depend on what's happening beneath the surface. And so we want to look at this as a whole. We want to look at, are you getting sufficient amount of calories in to sustain your level of health and well-being? And lastly, I want to address the calorie out portion. So most often I see women begin to increase their exercise while reducing their calorie consumption. If the amount of calories coming in is a good amount for that basic living and basic basal metabolic rate to support a healthy body, then theoretically we would see a change in weight by adding in exercise. The problem I see is that women are way below their calories and engaging in high intensity exercise like spin classes, HIIT training, and CrossFit. They're going like balls to the walls. They're burning all the calories. They're sweating all the buckets. The issue here is you don't have enough fuel to actually fuel your body on the daily, and then to fuel your exercise, and then to fuel recovery. So if you're like, I'm not seeing the lean muscle build, I'm not seeing the 6-pack abs, I feel inflamed, I'm not seeing the results. It's like running your car with the gas tank on empty and the oil on low, and you're just like, oh, I'm going to top it up with water, it's fine, I'm just diluting things down. The car isn't going to actually work, and so your body is not going to perform the way you actually want it to. So we can't just then throw exercise at our body and expect things to work out. We actually need to look at what is being consumed, what output is being done, and how do we nourish there. This will actually cause, if you're not nourishing correctly and excessively exercising, this is actually going to create another stressor on the body. Remember, we discussed how stress can actually impact weight. We've done lots of videos about this. Please go back and check all of our videos, especially when we're trying to lose weight or reach and maintain that ideal weight. With this added stress, you will most likely you won't see things budge. You'll see things like stay stagnant, or you'll see it slowly creeping up. It can actually cause a significant amount of inflammation on the body, and perhaps you may even see the scale creep up. You may see it stay still. You might not even see physical changes anymore. So
I struggled with that too.
Pardon?
I said I struggled with that too in the past. I'm
Right?
so guilty at not fluctuating my calories or my calorie consumption on my training days. So, and I've learned really easily that any days I run, I'm way hungrier in the afternoon versus a day that I do strength training. And it's like I used to just, nope, you don't need it. You ate what you have for the day, you hit your macros and you move on. Um, yeah. So like Nat, what do we do?
Okay. If you
What is something we could start with here? Like
okay.
women are not hitting their calories, or they're doing too little or too much, and we're all over the place.
Okay. If you've noticed that you've altered your consumption but haven't seen any changes, first ask yourself, what quality of food am I consuming? That's number one. Okay. Quality versus quantity is important for overall health. Remember, chocolate versus the salad, or chocolate versus the smoothie, or the chips versus whatever, the big, like, we want to make sure that your nutrients are coming in. I would always suggest ensuring you're aiming for sufficient amount of protein, making sure there's healthy fat at your meal. That can be protein can come from sources like animal protein, plant-based protein, whatever it is, but there needs to be a protein at your meal. Fat sources, I will utilize things like butters, oils, nuts, seeds, things like that. They're all considered a fat. And then fiber rich foods. This is usually coming from your plant nutrition. So salads or like your veggies, your fruits, and whole grains. You want to aim for those three things at every meal, and aim for upwards of 30 grams of protein per meal. I don't know you, I can't give you specifics, but 30 grams of protein per meal for most women is a good goal. That is kind of like base where you want to be. This will help to ensure you're balancing your blood sugar. So maybe this will support your cravings. You can say goodbye to your cravings. This will help give your body quality nutrients. It'll actually need to gain lean muscle and lose fat. When we actually start to support lean muscle, we can actually start to reduce fat on the body, as well as help to promote better balanced hormones and hormone health. So making sure we have protein, fat, and fiber at our meals will support hormone health. If you find that you're struggling, then it would be beneficial to reach out to a professional like myself, or if you're working with your current healthcare professional, make sure that it is an individualized plan created specifically for you, your goals, and what it is, and your lifestyle, while also ensuring you are doing it correctly to maintain overall health. And the thing is what is important is your goals and your lifestyle. Like Steph said, on the day she's running, she was guilty of not feeling correctly. So what was happening is she's actually, the day she's sedentary, she's nourishing a specific way. And then she was nourishing the same way when she was overdoing it. Then she was going into, I'm now ravenous, I'm now hungry. She didn't fuel that correctly, which also means it's going to affect her performance and it's going to affect her recovery. So there's so many aspects. So working one-on-one, her and I, we've actually had that conversation on the day she does these specific training sessions, whether it's weights, whether it's running, or the day she's sedentary. She needs to fuel correctly for those days. And if your healthcare professional is not taking that into consideration, you need to work with someone that is going to look at all of those aspects. And that's something that I specifically do on one-on-one sessions and inside our Stress Less Solution program, because that's our one-on-one session. So those are things you want to consider. I hope I covered it all.
Thanks, Nat. I know, like when I first started out, I know years ago, like that one piece of advice of like even just aiming for my protein really helped me. One, it upped my calories that I was eating so low of, but it also really helped to, like you said, balance my blood sugar so that I wasn't having those binges and those cravings. And like from there, I've been able to actually build on that. And it really helps to, like I said, see the quality of the calories versus the quantity of them. So I had to do a lot of work to take away seeing that number go up, instead of focus on the quality of food that I'm actually getting. So it wasn't really anything fancy, but it's something that also I could stick with. And that was really the big deal. So everyone, if you're kind of getting it all in your head about all this, again, begin where you are. Start trying to incorporate either more protein into your daily intake, or adding another snack if you're struggling to hit the calories. Remember, the quality versus the quantity is going to be important too. And if you're struggling mentally with that quantity number, trying to get it up there, that's something that we could definitely work on too. And again, if you're looking for that individualized approach, schedule your clarity call. This is your complimentary clarity call. It is free. It's designed for us just to hold space for you, understand what it is that you're looking for, what are your goals, and really help to guide you in that health and fitness kind of journey for yourself. And what is it going to look like? And really kind of break down any of those roadblocks that you've been hitting throughout your journey so far. Again, it's free, it's complimentary. You're going to walk away with so much value, and you'll know exactly what you need to do, to start the next leg of your journey here, especially if you're looking for more energy or to, like now I said, gain that lean muscle or even to gain the weight because your body is struggling, or to, really balance those hormones, whatever it is that you're looking for, we can help you get to that next journey. So Natalie will put that in the comments below, that link to our calendar. Okay.
Amazing. All right.
Yeah.
That's all we have for you today. Everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. We will be back next week with another Tuesday Talks. If you have any questions or concerns, pop them in the chat. Otherwise, follow the link below to schedule your clarity call. Like we said, absolutely free. If you guys have any questions or concerns, let us know. Otherwise, have a great day. We will see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.